I'm sure you've probably seen an increase in the amount of AI-generated art and videos on Instagram and TikTok. It's been around for a while, but I feel like things really kicked off with Will Smith eating spaghetti.
Oh, that's hot.
And then there was the dripped out Pope. And then there were things like the Balenciaga Harry Potter.
What is the difference, Potter, between H&M and Balenciaga?
Which I actually think is pretty funny and cool. And then there was the AI Drake Weekend song. Point is, AI is here for better or worse. But like most people, I got really upset when it started affecting me. We started seeing things like this in our YouTube suggested sidebar. Videos of AI generated renders of cars.
Welcome back, car lovers. At its core, the Ferrari F80 is designed to be an automotive masterpiece with an emphasis on delivering a superior driving experience. Its aggressive front fascia is complemented by narrow LED headlights and large air.
We knew that there was something interesting about this, so Jesse started looking into it to make a funny little video about it. But we didn't realize what we were getting ourselves into. Jesse is usually pretty chill about stuff, and I'm the dramatic one. It's kind of why our dynamic works. So you can imagine my concern when I walked into Redpath's garage one day, and Jesse had a look in his eyes. I said, "How's the AI video going?" And Jesse just said, "Shit's crazy, dude." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Sit down." I said, "Whoa, dude, are we f***ed?" He was like, "I don't know, man." I'm like, "Dude, I didn't think the answer was going to be yes for sure." He's like, I don't know what we're going to do. As of today, there are still some funny aspects of it. So before we get too deep, Jesse had me sit down to watch some of these videos and get my reactions.
Did you guys know that Ford is re-releasing the Model T for 2025? Yeah, neither did I, but it must be true because there are like 5,000 videos about it. Let's click one and just see what the deal is here.
The 2025 Ford Model T, a legendary comeback.
Welcome back to Car Vibes, where we bring you the latest in automotive innovation. Today we're diving into the 2025 Ford Model T, a vehicle that bridges history and modernity in a way we've never...
Okay, first off, it's literally a fucking Ford Model A. And it's not any sort of modern update, it's just renders of the wrong car.
It pays homage to the original Model T with its classic silhouette, but every detail...
What is up with that axle?
There's no springs on this.
...is refined for the modern era. It's a perfect blend of nostalgia and cutting-edge technology. Under the hood, or should we say...
This bot just got caught up in its thoughts and was like, That's scary.
Wait.
Say under the floor.
Under the floor.
It's pretty good.
It's like, really good.
It's scary.
It's really scary. How did it know how to laugh? Right there. Like, that's really creepy. Model A is a sedan. This is a coupe, which is right for a Model T. However, the cab design doesn't look right for a Model T. Probably because it's AI. You completely lost me at electric. Yeah, man. It's a fake car, dog.
All right, Car Vibes. Let's see what else they got for us.
2025 Ford Model T is back. Game changer. 2025 Ford Model T, a legendary classic reimagined. 2025 Ford Model T is back. A classic reborn with modern tech. What is this? Like, how is this allowed, dude? There's a lot of videos. They're all the same. They have like 49 views, 195 views, 66 views, 47 views.
And I want to point out that all of these on screen right now came out in the last 2 weeks.
Yes. All right, what the hell is going on? Jesse started out by creating a list of all these channels, copying their URLs into a spreadsheet, just so we could try and wrap our heads around this thing. And turns out they didn't end. We tracked 100 channels before we gave up, totaling over 33,000 videos. But honestly, it just kept going. Most of these channels and the videos don't get that many views, but some of them hit. It doesn't matter that only some of them get views. It works because making this stuff is easier than ever before by a fucking mile. As a test, it took Jesse 10 minutes to make this.
Introducing the VW Alpha Turbo, where 90s heritage meets unhinged performance. Born from the DNA of the Mark III Golf, engineered with the soul of a supercar.
Pretty sweet, huh? Like, obviously, that's not good, but it didn't exist 5 years ago. And you can imagine that this is only going to increase the easier and easier it gets. When you can just pull out your phone and tell ChatGPT, make me a YouTube channel about upcoming concept cars, release 3 videos a day, optimize the titles and the content based on what gets the most views, and make sure that it keeps growing. Actually, make me 1,000 YouTube channels that do that. Why not? Like, why wouldn't you do that? This is basically what's already happening. We're just in the earlier stages of it. There are a bunch of these car channels that we found that actually started out by making these car videos, but then at some point, for some reason, they said, F it. These car videos aren't getting us enough views. Let's pivot to make fake movie trailers exclusively starring Jason Statham. Huh? Whoa, Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw 2. What are these?
They're like fake movie trailers.
Dude, sick. But they're all Jason Statham. Meg 4,
Well,
2025.
dive deep into the highly anticipated
But The Rock is in the Meg 4.
Starring Jason Statham and Dwayne Johnson.
It's
Get
all
ready for
Jason
jaw-dropping
Statham and
action,
Dwayne.
unexpected twists, and must fight
Like,
both
there's just
human
like
greed
a
and
fucking
nature's
shark
fury.
in
There's true
every
motive in this
shot.
one. With tensions
Every
high,
shot, there's a
intelligent and
shark
expected.
crested.
With tensions high, betrayal strikes from
A
within.
flying shark.
Dude, this is a lot of Jason Statham. Fast X Part 2, Vin Diesel.
The ultimate burn with high speed.
Rainbow got 2.3 thousand. Insect Assassin got 2,000.
But then look at the car ones.
Car ones were getting 71, 38, 172. So they pivoted to get more views. Okay, Jason Statham's not doing too good no more. F it. Fake Denzel Washington motivational speeches. Let them miss you. How to emotionally detach someone. Just listen when life break you. These are all self-help speeches with Denzel Washington in the thumbnail.
Hear me clearly, this isn't about pretending the pain doesn't exist or that the struggle isn't real. It's about deciding that no situation, no person, no setback will control how you move forward. It's about controlling how you let external forces
good, right?
influence your inner world.
Is this real though?
No.
Life is full of situations designed to shake you, but your power lies in deciding how you respond.
Actually, that. Fake this lady Brene Brown motivational speeches. The woman who bears her pain alone.
There's a profound silence that follows unspoken pain. A silence many women carry as they navigate a world that often misunderstands or overlooks their struggles.
Dude, this is diabolical. It is one thing to trick boomers into caring about cars. It is an entirely different thing to be like, people are in a lot of pain and people want like motivational shit to like get them through. They want like self-help shit. Like, let's have AI make a fake one of that.
Self-help slop.
Self-help slop, dude. Yuck, bro. Now, it's extremely easy to tell when a car video is fake. But Denzel Washington gave a commencement speech that went really viral a couple years ago. So it's easy to assume that this is just him dropping wisdom in some other commencement speech for some other college. Or maybe he's just talking in a long-form interview for some actor interview show that lives on some other YouTube channel. Or Brene Brown makes her living writing self-help books that give people advice. So even if you're a big fan of Brene Brown's books, there's a good chance that you don't even know what her voice sounds like. So you just see Brene Brown title and you're like, oh, I've heard of this woman. And then you put it on when you're cleaning your house or something. It's not necessarily easy to tell that this stuff is fake, especially when most self-help stuff just sounds like a fever dream anyway. What you have to do is stop standing in the way of your truth. You have to actualize the investigation into your own mind's eye, because your youthful self is giving in to the future you that has been bestowed to you by generations of ancestors. Like, self-help stuff, for the most part, is a pretty easy thing to like just fake. I just did it. And if you check the comments of some of these self-help videos, there is almost no mention of AI.
A test of character is also doing the right thing even when the majority is not. Thank you. We need the repetition now more than ever. It makes me miss my parents. I mean, but like, honestly, man, I like it. You can make fun of the car people, but these people are connecting to it on like a really honest level. They're in a vulnerable position, which is why they're seeking any sort of clarity or solace on the internet. And then they stumble upon this, which is very convincing, and they're really having a connection with this fake thing. It's saying potentially fake shit and fake damaging stuff. And these people are being told how to live by something who doesn't know how to be human.
Love this. You hit everything right on the head.
No, it didn't.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, dude, this is really scary.
Thanks, Brene. You are so welcome.
No, dude. Thank you kindly for this. All so true. Bless your precious heart. It doesn't have a heart. It's got a CPU. That's dude.
This has 182,000 views.
No, dude.
There is zero intention behind the words. These channels and the people behind them do not care about content or the people that are watching the videos. They're just trying to get more views, the most money. And while I don't agree with them, I understand how they can justify it to themselves. They're technically not hurting anyone, right? It's not that illegal. And culturally, more than ever, I think that there's a focus on results. It doesn't matter how you get it, as long as you get it. And I think that that's a really dangerous sentiment for the majority of people to have when we're standing at a human crossroads like this. Why? Why not? There's no guardrails against it. It's not illegal. I'm just taking advantage of the system. The tools are there. Why won't I use them? Social Blade estimates that this channel makes between $1,000 and $13,000 a year. So that's not a ton, okay? But this person probably has 10 or 100 of these slop channels going. The incentives are there.
This part is the ad. I can't imagine a better sponsor for this video. Now, this exact dynamic that I'm talking about in this video is playing out in the actual news cycle too. If this seems like a big problem, that's because it is. And one company that's doing something about it is today's sponsor, Ground News. It's a site and an app that pulls together news stories from across the political spectrum, shows you everybody, and shows you exactly how different outlets are framing the same thing. So take this story, for example. Trump announces 25% tariffs on all cars not made in the United States. Now, on Ground News, you can see over 600 outlets are covering it, but depending on the source, it's either telling you that it's Trump's strategy to revive the US auto industry, or that you're gonna have to pay more for a new car starting next week. And here's the thing, there's truth in both of those angles. But if you only see one, you're in a bubble. You can see factuality charts and trace the ownership of each source. They also have this feature called the blind spot feed. It shows you stories that are only being covered by one political side. Like how Bill Gates is predicting AI will replace many doctors and teachers. Some outlets ran that hard. Other outlets didn't mention it at all. This is not about picking a side. This is about not being a cog in the algorithm machine. So if you're tired of feeling manipulated by your news feed, AKA your algorithm, check out Ground News. Go to ground.news/speed, scan the QR code or hit the link below. You'll get 40% off the Vantage plan, which works out to like $5 a month. It's the one that we use for unlimited access. Ground News is independently owned and subscriber funded. And you know that we are fans of independently owned things around here. I respect the service that they're doing, so go check them out. More than 1 million people have already downloaded the Ground News app. Know where your news comes from, dude.
This is obviously not limited to car channels. It's happening in absolutely every niche. It also isn't limited to YouTube either. AI has led to a massive spike in research papers. Some of these are real. Some are totally fake. Science kind of exists around this idea that you do a bunch of research, you write a thing, you hand all that stuff off to someone as smart or almost as smart as you, and they like check your work. The problem is a lot of people aren't just using AI to write the shit, they're using it to check the shit, which I honestly kind of understand. I think I would be a lot more inclined to be like, I don't use AI to write my paper, but I'm gonna use AI to read Chad's paper. And I'm sure most scientists are playing by the rules, but it just doesn't take a lot to muddy the water, and some things slip through. And if that's getting through peer reviews and into actual academic literature, and then once something is published, even if it's nonsense, it starts getting cited, and before you know it, an entire field of study could be based on a pile of AI-generated bullshit. It's a game of telephone, but instead of kids whispering words into each other's ears, it's ChatGPT hallucinating data. And then scientists unknowingly treating it as fact, because that's the whole fucking idea, is like once it's published, you don't have to do it again. It was already reviewed and we agree that it's real. It's real in here. It might not be. And that is the problem. Because AI doesn't know anything. It just predicts the next most likely word in a sentence based on what it's been trained on. So when it generates a research paper, it's not researching anything. It's just remixing patterns of words from other papers, which might already be AI generated, which might already be citing other AI generated nonsense. It's a straight up slot chain. Now, I know that there's new models that think more and use logic. I still don't want it talking about how my lungs work when it comes to my cells and what is true about them. There are academic journals right now struggling to filter out fake AI papers. There are lawsuits over AI generated legal citations that don't exist. It's a really big deal. And as time goes on and this develops at a faster and faster pace, more and more of the content that we consume isn't coming from humans at all, but from AI just regurgitating patterns back at us. And more the things watching the AI generated crap aren't us, it's other AIs reinforcing and architecting this new weird algorithm based on zero human input. And honestly, we are very, very deep into this. And no government wants to slow down because every administration is looking at AI the way that we looked at nukes in the 50s. If we don't develop it first, then somebody else will. And the person or country or company that figures it out first will be in charge. The difference is that a nuke's power is that they weren't used. But I got AI on my phone, and I got AI on my TV, and I have AI in my car, and on my thermostat, and on my fridge. We can't escape AI, so that just means more acceleration, more noise, more chaos, less truth. That's why everything feels weird right now. No one knows what's real. Everyone's operating on different sets of facts, and the entire internet is slowly turning into an infinite loop of AI-generated sludge feeding back into itself. This is how you break a society. When no one can agree on what's real, everything becomes nonsense, and no one can communicate anymore. But there is actually a way to fix this. And fortunately, it's free and simple. Get off the internet. Unplug. Get off your phone. Go outside. Or at the very least, get aggressive about what you consume. Delete anything algorithm based except for our YouTube channel. Obviously, How else would you know about this? But honestly, dude, the more that we limit our exposures to the sludge, the saner we're gonna feel. And 2, give a shit if something is made by a real person. You're gonna have to look harder and harder to find it. So you have to really want it. Don't have it fed to you by an algorithm. If something isn't serving you, don't f***ing do it. And all of the convenience that all of this is based on is manufactured. You got plenty of time in the day, Jack.
And I think like this, all of this goes back to my thought about like, what's the point? I think people are just like missing the point. The whole point of any of this is to have like a decent life.
I think this concept overall is pretty depressing and kind of dystopian. And I find myself thinking a lot like, it's like, God damn it, dude. Why do I gotta live now? But now is our time. And you got no choice and you're in the moment. This is part of history. So all we can do and all we've ever done is make the f***ing best of it. So I'm here and Jesse's here and Zach Redpath is here and SR is here. And we're gonna do whatever we can to make the f***ing best of it. And all we ask from you guys is to try and make the best of it with us. Thank you guys for rocking with us. I hope you continue to rock with us. F***ing dude, let's kill some Terminators, huh? All right. I love you guys.